Tuturuan daw ng leksyon ni Doran si Ben matapos ang komentong ginawa nito sa kanyang nakaraang interview. Samantalang sinusubukan namang putulin ng BLG ang kanilang mahigit 2 taong losing streak kontra sa T1. Kaya naman talagang naging kaabang-abang ang tapatang ito kahapon dahil kitang-kita ang giggle ng parehong team sa isa't isa. At syempre, halos lahat ng mata ay nakatutok sa top lane kung saan maghaharap si Doran at Ben.
Doran needs to get away from Bin, puts down the Dark Possession. Bin flashes over it and doesn't have to fear a tower. Doran with the flash away, but Bin looking for those final auto attacks. Won't be able to find him. Morning Mist puts the ghouls on him, 6 it, there's the curtain calls as Bin locked up against the wall. Daddy Doran outplays Bin.
Talaga namang maririnig natin gaano kalakas ang hiyawan matapos ang play na iyon mula kay Doran, kaya naman agad siyang sinubukang bawian ng BLG.
Knight comes in, there's the Stand United and on to Doran. A 2v1 is not one he can win. Knight claims his second. Still pretty much in the balance this game. 1,000 lead for BLG as they look for Doran once again. The slam doesn't land him against the wall, but the keeper's verdict locks him up. And with the gravity well down, there is no escape. Last rights for a bit of healing. Might be able to escape in the end. Knight takes the kill and then tries to get out, but the cease and desist in the dredge line. And it's time to Pays the Piper.
18 minutes na nga ang nakakalipas ay wala pa ring team na nakakuha ng malinaw na kalamangan hanggang sa naganap na ang unang teamfight ng laro.
Not too impactful yet as the Riptail finds its way around, but the Sephiroth's presence is going to get the knockdown onto Carrier. Mega Inferno Bomb as well. Owner with a good cease and desist. He's going to try and get across the wall at T1. All hail the retreat, but Carrier has other ideas. He goes all guns blazing forward, but can't find a CC chain for the rest of T1 to react.
Oh yeah, he makes the call to go back in, but he just immediately goes down. BLG on the attack again.
Rocket belt forward from Knight, just looking for poke onto Pays here. Isn't going to have too much more, wants him low so that BLG can try and open up the mid lane by taking down this tier 1.
Yeah, the siege definitely scary here. Again, they have so much range, so much poke with the Jace and the Ziggs available. But
Good
Faker!
catch on the side from Faker. Shun knocks him back with the keeper's verdict. The curtains open! And Pays bends the bullet!
At dahil nga sa snipe na yon ni Pays kay Shun ay nakapag-umpisa na ang T1 na kunin ang unang baron ng game.
And T1 really, it feels like they haven't picked a fight on their terms recently either.
And he did just get his actualizer for the Cassiopeia. So yeah, you're looking for a Miasma follow-up.
Goes in, slammed against the wall. Miasma down as well. That's Faker and Oda try and dash forward, knock up onto On and Shun, but look at the health bars. It is not T1 who are winning. Ona dives onto the back line and dives for it. Doran tries to jump in. A meat shield is all he can be, and a satchel charge will be his epitaph as Doran falls to Viper. Carrier chased out by Shun towards the top side, slammed into the wall and slammed into the grave. BLG find 3 and T1 have no purchase on this game. A deadly flourish will land the one-to-one as
Unti-unti na lumalamang ang BLG sa game at 21 minutes nga ng laro ay hawak-hawak na nila ang mahigit 3k gold lead, kaya inisipan na nila ang umpisahang kunin ang Baron Nashor para may ibang balak ang T1.
We see fourth shot loaded in the chamber, bin down from it. BLG 5,000 on the Baron, they'll stick on it for now. The Satchel Charge trying to keep Faker at bay. 3k now for the Baron. As Shun is just looking for that smite, should be able to secure it, will get it. Now in the back of the pit, Steadfast Presence lands the slam, but the cleanse away from Pays means that he'll escape. BLG want to live with this Baron to fight another day. But Pays has other plans! Knight tries to trade back onto him, and the Arcane Sword will find one. Faker needs to run away from it as well. Knight low on mana, Petrifying Gaze will find him, and Knight is going to fall T1 somehow from somewhere!
Pagdating ng 35 minutes ay nag-spawn ang ika-6 na dragon ng game at nasa soul point na ang BLG, kaya naman nauna na ang members ng T1 sa Dragon Pit para i-deny sa BLG ang Dragon Soul. Kaya naman sa tuyong ito ay parehong nasa soul point na ang magkabilang team na may tig-3 dragons. Kaya naman talagang ramdam na ramdam natin ang intensity ng larong ito, lalo na sa mga sumunod na team fights.
The state of affairs as the Drake is already down to 2k. Keeper's verdict doesn't land. Carrier tries to dive onto the back line. Mega Inferno Bomb keeps Pays and Owner out of the fight, and Carrier is going to fall. He distracted BLG, but with it he will sacrifice T1.
Whoa, Pace!
Flash
What
taunt, the satchel onto Pace, tries to get him back, maybe in front of him, not going to find him as well. They'll look for Kerry as well as Bin steps up, Deadly Flourish lands, the root curtains open, and who is going home? On almost taking out the Guardian Angel onto Ono as he dives onto the backline. Miasma down again onto Sun, but the heroic charge finds Ono in the dark possession, locked in the cage. Sun, another Deadly Flourish, Doran finds the kill, both junglers down, as BLG and T1 continue to BLG a little slow to play. The Mega Inferno is going to do a lot of damage, but there's the Baron already over to T1. BLG will look for the fight afterwards. Can they find anything? Can they find a crack in the armor of T1 who are grouped up? Faker starting his recall. Deadly Flourish doesn't land. The Maiden doing a bit of work.
Careful.
Verdict doesn't land onto anyone as Sun and Knight caught out. Cease and desist onto Knight. He's isolated. But Ono not with his team towards the top side. On and Bin are down and Faker finds the double flash away from Sun. But the curtains are closed on BLG. And Doran is slamming the door in their face. Knight take a knee because T1 are here for your lives.
Kaya nung pagkalagpas ng 40-minute mark ay kayang-kaya ng tapusin ng T1 ang tinuturing ngayong isa sa, kung hindi man, ang pinakamahabang laro sa MSI ngayong taon. Pagdating naman ng Game 2 ay ganun pa rin ang pinapakitang aggressiveness ng parehong team na para bang mas lalo pa silang nanggigil sa isa't isa matapos ang Game 1.
And Doran can just pinch a movement here onto Bin. No escape for the Croc. First blood ignited and flashes away. Hayes having to block for Carrier. Vision of Empire doesn't find its mark. Viper still looking for a little bit more damage here, but even with the magical journey into the corner of the pack, the movement speed, Carrier flashes, tries to dash back, but Shun with a perfect flash knew exactly what was in Carrier's mind.
Carrier gonna wrap around to try and punish, but look, they know this is coming. Swain also running over.
There's 4 members of T1 on the top side of the map right now. It's the next wave they're playing for. Carrier, in fact, dives in before it and with a killer instinct. Hayes will take the kill. Carrier dies. Doran almost goes down as the
Pero
vision
naging pinakamalaking problema para sa T1 sa Game 2 ay si Knight na nakaswain na talagang hindi mapigilan sa game na ito.
The more the game goes on, the more even it is. Swain becomes stronger as Knight with the Demon Flare is going to jump onto Doran, who flashes away, tries to dive onto On with the public execution, but Shun on a rampage now on this Neferi.
Well, that's just a good...
And so we're just
teleport though.
get into that position
beginning.
where we wonder whether T1 will find the engage that they really want. Faker goes in with the Justice Punch and Magical Journey to get them away, but Ben now isolated from his team, even with a TP in, the Slice and Dice won't get him out of a Hexag Ultimatum. Knight, double never move, a Demonic Ascension, and Knight, the demon of T1's nightmares. The dive in with the Hound's Pursuit. Knight flashes Carrier down, a 3-man route. Nevermore, nevermore, as Knight gets the never move, and you hear the roar of the crowd. On the safeguard coming in as well as Pays tries to trade with Viper, gets the shutdown, but now Knight is just too strong for Pays. Death's hand reaches out.
Napakaganda din ang play na ito mula sa T1 matapos nila i-takedown si Ben sa top lane at mahuli pa nila si On, kaya pwede nilang subukang kunin ang Baron Nashor.
A Hexag Ultimatum says On, die or don't.
And then they can use...
goes down, and as you say, now the Baron for T1.
Yeah, they can use his own magical journey to get to the Baron even quicker. Carrier looks for Shun.
How do you get into this fight? You have no flash on the Swain. Knight will need to walk straight through the gaping maw of T1. The taunt on Shun flashes away. Faker in with the Justice Punch. The Baron resetting. Heroes Entrance to try and get Faker away. Knight beginning to step forward and Pays in the middle of the meat grinder. Knight finds one, the second to bleed from Shun.
At dahil nga sa solid performance nila Knight, pati na rin si Shun na 7-0 na rin, ay wala nang nagawa ang T1 para pigilan ng BLG na kunin ang panalo para may tabla ang serye sa score na 1-1. Pagdating naman ng Game 3, medyo alanganin ang lagay ni Faker sa lane matapos siyang ma-takedown ng sunod-sunod nila Knight, Shun at On, kaya baga rin nagkaroon ng momentum ang BLG na sapat na para magtuloy-tuloy sa mid-game para makuha din agad nila ang soul point ng laro. Kaya naman pagka-spawn ng ika-4 ng Dragon ng game ay wala ng choice ang T1 kundi i-contest ito at sumabak sa teamfight kontra sa BLG.
Managed to do so. Knight now has that flank position. Carrier stepping forward onto On. The stun onto Knight. Bin tries to jump onto the backline, and the Drake is secured. It's sold for BLG. Meanwhile, in the middle of the fight, Grim Deliverance coming out from Doran. The Dawning Shadow this time not as much. His friend doesn't give him a massive shield. T1 forced back, and the size of the wallets for BLG will just force a T1 out of the fight. Ace round 2.
At dahil nga lamang na ang BLG, sinubukan na rin nilang kunin ang Baron Nashor, pero nandiyan pa rin ang T1 para subukang pigilan ang mga ito.
Trying to step forward, has the flash, has the tibbers, does he have a way in? Supreme display of talent, and the Baron going over to BLG. Owner already dead, Faker trying to step forward, but even with tibbers by his side, all he gets is a hug goodnight as his screen fades to grey, and the rest of T1 will join him in the death chamber. Route onto Pays, Knight still chasing, Doran with a good pullback will slow up Shun, and Pays may be able to walk away. BLG still on the chase, on goes on to Doran, Knight will follow suit, there's the Rune Prison. The disintegration ray burns through T1's hopes, only Pays left alive.
Ganun pa rin naman at sinusubukan gawin ng T1 nang mag-spawn ng Elder Dragon, pero talagang sobrang ahead na ng BLG, kaya naman kaya na nilang tapusin ang Game 3 para lumawang sa serye at makuha ang match point.
Oh, Doran slowed, counter-strike in, Supreme display of talent, Grim Deliverance, well used, Doran with a good knock-up on's going to distract the rest of T1 towards the side though, Solar Flare lands on tonight, the Realm Warp's not going to get them out, and there's the Cyclone on the back line, Pays trying to come in, Shun forced away, but Owner's already dead, and I'm afraid, as Pays once again, the last man standing for T1, and
Dahil sa dalawang magkasunod na panalo, ay sobrang lakas ng momentum na dala-dala ng BLG papasok ng Game 4, pero hindi nagpatinag dito ang T1, kaya naman sobrang intense ng mga naunang minuto ng larong ito.
Bin has hit level 6, has that needle work and begins to snip his way through Doran. Does have the Intofos, but look at the damage from the 1,000 cuts. Bin with the needle work and Doran, well, it's just sewed up in the top lane. Great
won't
flash
get
enough of an advantage over here. There's the Cocoon with the repel. And there's some great damage from Pays as T1 are able to lock up that Elise. It's the issue if that initial bit of CC doesn't hit and you repel up. Oh, great flash as well with the Phantom Undertow and the Ghost Water dive. The flash EQ combo as well from
Viper's able
Ona.
to wait a second.
Oh, Cataclysm in from Ona. Ghost Water dive as well with Phantom Undertow from Carrier. Pays on a killing spree. Meanwhile, Ona falling low, gets taken out by the weirding. Knight needs to run. T1 are on the chase. Got to do a lot of work to survive through this one. Shun with the Ishtar's impact across the wall. They'll put down the Hallowed Mist and impale onto Doran.
Pero alam naman natin na kahit kailan na hindi tayo binigo ng duo ni Pays at Carrier dahil agad nilang na-dominate ang Game 4 para makalamang sa game ang T1.
Drag in from Ona, Cataclysm down, on goes into the sky. Shun with a good Ishtar's impact on Carrier is still going to get rooted up. And now that Skana has no place to go. Pays with a double. T1 have come to life in Game 4.
The critical difference for Pays.
Hirap na hirap din si Doran kay Ben sa game na ito, pero buti na lang ay nandyan ang ibang members ng T1 para tulungan siyang makahinga sa lane.
Ben only has the plate of steel caps, now with TP in from T1 they are collapsing on the top side and Bin might be done. Good flash, but the flash and Topos brings him back and they
to try and keep him in check. He's not quite at his 2 items yet because he upgraded his boots and he gets locked in again.
Bin locked up, and where can you go? Marks the spot. Faker holding that second Spirit Rush. They'll jump in for Bin. Hallowed Mist dodges the charm, locked against the wall though, and this is without Pays even here. The Fed carry for T1 is not needed to take down the Fed carry for BLG.
And I mean, yeah, they don't even have a tower up there anymore. Yes, BLG do technically get to push mid, but
Phantom Undertow. Sorry, Ghost would have died in from Carrier as Pays is already killed off on. Ishtar's impact will get the knockback. They look for the Phantom Overtow but can't quite land it, but there's the Solar Snare and Shun allergic to the sunlight. A golden eclipse as Carrier finds another. Viper trying to walk away, but a flag and a drag will pull him 6 feet under.
At dahil sa sunod-sunod na plays na yan ay maaga ring nakuha ng T1 ang soul point at lumamang ng mahigit 5k gold kontra sa BLG at tuluyan na ang i-take over ang game.
Shun looking for the Ishtar's impact onto Pays, who rocket belts away. Ona trying to protect his pin, dives towards the bottom side to the death from below, and now Pays with the Cataclysm there can just rain down solar damage from this Mel. It is easy enough for T1. Pays legendary in BLG. I mean, it feels impossible to get back in this game. You are thinking about Game 5.
Napakaganda rin ang ginawang play na ito ng BLG matapos nilang mahuli si Owner.
Skewer from Carrier to push Shun out of the wall. Knight coming in with the weirding onto Pays as well, who tries to rocket belt away. Meanwhile, Doran's trading with Bin. Pays getting chased down. A golden eclipse will make it a 1-for-1. Carrier with the Phantom Undertow will go in and they'll take out Bin. Now a 3v3. Faker with the Spirit Rush forward, looking for a little bit more. As On and Viper are on the retreat. The charm doesn't connect as they turn it around now. Viper doesn't have a huge amount of damage in his backpack, but he can still chip away at T1's health bars. The stun from Carrier with the flash, and they'll manage to catch out On. Viper now needs to step up for BLG, but in the end, just a 1-for-1 between the supports.
I mean, yeah, they do get the support trades, but Kyria spent a lot in
Pero
order
sa
to...
kabila ng yan ay nakuha pa rin ng T1 ng Cloud Soul kaya maaga rin nag-spawn ng Elder Dragon. Kaya mapipilitan ngayon ang BLG na humarap sa T1 sa isang malaking teamfight na maaaring mag-decide ng game.
Here does have the TP, Elder down to 10k. Faker on vision. BLG trying to step forward, but Ono and Doran are just too tanky. Faker with the Spirit Rush can go across the wall, good double impale, but that's on the tanks. The Cataclysm going in. Ono almost falling, Knight down already though as Paze finds it. T1 eating them alive in the river. You will take this series out of their cold, dead hands. T1 take us to 5.
What?
When these two teams meet, we are always guaranteed a banger.
Kaya naman nauwi ang tapata ng T1 at BLG sa isang deciding Game 5 kung saan ay binigay na ng BLG kay Shun ang kanyang signature pick na Kindred. Kaya nagkaroon agad ito ng solid na early game.
Theoretically, you know, Doran, Gnar, you can try and like
so
push
much damage there from BLG.
even though they don't get a kill, they push them off and they secure their Dragon Soul point.
He's turning back onto On, dashing forward into Viper as well. There's the Encore cleanse away. Carrier caught out with though as Shun steps forward. Viper able to take the kill. A little bit overeager from the T1 bot side, and BLG very willing to punish.
Yeah, BLG, they pick up right where they left off. Teleport in from Knight, they use the Herald, immediately drop it. Mid lane gonna get blown open.
And this is the acceleration that BLG can bring. That charge was stopped by the pillar. They're still going to get the damage on the turret and should be a tier 2 for BLG. Once again, they extend that gold lead to about 2.5k. There is a Baron available.
Ngunit
Looks like
minutes pa lang ng game ay nasa soul point na agad ang BLG at unti-unti nang nawawala sa kamay ng T1 ang panalo kaya wala silang ibang choice kundi sumukan ang infamous na T1 Baron na agad namang naamoy ng BLG.
Climb over it, 5,000 on the Baron, the equalizer down the knockup, as well as Ona falls lower, scatter the weak, encore, do you want more? BLG won it, and Sun secures it! A scatter the weak into an encore combo, silences the crowd in Dayon.
Pagkatapos nga niyan ay nakuha na ng BLG ang Mountain Soul at unti-unti nang tinanggalan ng breathing room ang T1 hanggang sa makuha na nila ang panalo sa score na 3-2 at umabanse sa bracket stage ng MSI 2026.
Ground, and T1 cannot stop their advances. The Lamb's respite out from Shun just keeps him alive. T1 trying to get through it, but Paze is down, Own is down, T1 is down, and BLG